Steve Perry's got a new album coming out. Of course, you know that by now. And what's it going to sound like, I wonder? We'll talk about that and some more stuff coming right up. Hello, everybody. Gary Stuckey here. We're talking about things that relate to Steve Perry and Journey and all that good stuff. And today we're talking about Steve's new album. It's coming out soon, people. Like I've said, this whole summer. It's coming up, I'm guessing, probably in October, along with that interview that we're patiently waiting on. We're waiting patiently, faithfully. That's right. Steve Perry's album, though, I've been thinking about his past two solo albums. A lot of R&B influence. You know, when he came to Journey, his voice was like Sam Cooke. That was his kind of style, that he sang with Journey. And then we all know that Neil really pushed Steve to sing harder. And with that guitar, you have to match the guitar in a band. So you have to increase, that power in your voice and sing harder, with more force, which may have strained Steve's vocal cords. But anyway, we're talking about that uh, style of his voice, Sam Cooke style. Very R&B and Motown sound. And, he showed that in his solo albums, especially the first one, Street Talk. To me, it sounded a lot like, like Motown type stuff. Pretty cool songs. A few different ones. I mean, there's the influences there. And then over on For the Love of Strange Medicine, it got more contemporary. A little bit of R&B influence there too, but a little bit of everything. You know, the cool thing about that, I think, is remember in 1994 when that album came out, it was the time of grunge and a change in music. The rock music industry was going south, and you had alternative bands taking over. Some were pretty cool, but it was a different world. I mean, for music, and Steve fit right in there with his own thing, and it worked. It worked pretty well. So does that mean that Steve is gonna, what is he gonna come out with? What type of music is he gonna come out with on this album? Well, I've noticed he's been hanging out with different bands and different influences, and a lot of them aren't your basic, uh, bands. I guess you would associate with Steve if you're thinking of his vocal style. But I think what he's doing is, I think he's really getting in touch with all these styles and probably picking and choosing, And I've thought about this. Everybody's saying it's going to be R&B. And I know Neil said he wanted to uh, do an R&B type album with Steve because he knows he can do that. But that's not, he's not, limited to that. He's not in a box where he has to do that because we've heard his voice. He can sing anything he wants to, I believe. So I'm thinking he's going to have different styles of music mixed in there. Probably some R&B songs. But like I said, the more I've thought about it, the more I've thought it's going to be some pretty phenomenal stuff. I mean, I think to a degree, if it was one type of music, you'd probably get, I wouldn't say bored with Steve Perry, but I would say, you expected that, and that's what you got. No surprise, still good songs. But think about if the songs were like just different. I mean, and maybe a few of the songs were different than what you'd expect. Maybe not extreme. I don't see Steve headbanging or rapping, but I think that I do believe these songs are a mixture of styles and possibly the R&B like we've been talking about too. But I think that we're going to be totally surprised in these songs. And my guess is it's going to be something that we've not heard yet, and probably the best solo album that he's ever done, if not the best. Because think about it, you've taken 20-something years to decide, what you want to put out. If you took that long, it's not going to be some crappy little album that he's thrown together, people. Because he's been working on this thing. He's worked on this for years. I mean, thinking about it, planning it. There's a reason why he's waited until now. But he's not going to come out with something that's not just going to knock your socks off. So be looking for that. Be ready to be floored when you hear that new album. I think it's going to leave you with a surprise. And it's coming up soon. Like I said, October probably, I'm guessing. But we do know for a fact that interview on CBS, October 7th, coming up soon. Steve Perry's been popping up here and there, getting ice cream, and some, paparazzi videos. The hype has started. Let's not get involved too much in that hype. Let's keep it positive, people. Let's believe in this new music and get excited. Let's not stop believing. Hey, don't stop believing, everybody. God bless you. This is Gary Stuckey.